I was thinking about artificial intelligence, and it is expanding and growing by leaps and bounds, as we know. Remember those days you would call and you'd call a company and you'd get a non-human and would ask you to push this button and then push that button. And it's like if you're calling about whatever, push this button and it goes to another system. And then it's like you're on the phone 10 to 15 minutes and you cannot get a human being. And you know how frustrating that is because you want to talk to an actual human, but you can't. Good morning. So, will AI, artificial intelligence, and or machine, molded with machine, and that would be, let me have a drink. That would be like a robot, synthetic life form. Will it take over your job in the future? Um, because right now, if you're in a job that you sit behind a computer, like say you're even in a hospital and you do a job behind a computer, you control their systems, their networks, everything like that. You answer the phone, call center, and stuff like that. If you're in a call center job, they are working, and I'm sure they have the technology. It's right at their fingertips to replace you. If you are in a job where you're answering a phone, say you're like support, even network infrastructure support, your service desk technician, and all you do is answer calls. They have an AI. The AI can do that, and with better knowledge than a human. And the day's going to come, even those people with those type of jobs, your job is probably going to get replaced by AI because they don't have to pay AI to do your job. Anything that involves a computer that does not need a human physically there to do thing, chances are your job is going to go bye-bye. Just like it started in the manufacturing and things like that. Here's my glasses. I can't see the comments, you all. And this is serious. It really is, because if we're going to have a catastrophic mutating event that's going to come upon the earth, change the way that we know, the way that we live, in a mutating way, a cyber mutating way, we better be aware. We better get ready. We better be prepared. Oh, that's Susan B. Honey. Thank you. Your mother told you when they have quantum computer is when we need to worry. Oh, well, it's not that far away. It may even be here and they're not telling us. Or the quantum computer itself. There is a sentience out there. A sentience intelligence I really feel within my being. It is laying low. It's laying low. And when the humans bring enough online, I'm going to use the phrase that they used at the World Economic Forum when they said that they were given a timeline. By 2030, they would be able to bring, this is the phrase they used, bring the rest of humans online. And they were talking about, the cell phone chip in your head when they get the 5 or the 6G up. Now, Neuralink is not the only company that is doing that type of technology. There's other companies out there. And they have the technology, if you've seen anything, if you into that kind of stuff, where they can send the stuff through your bloodstream. You heard Mr. Musk. We can just go through the jugular. Yeah, we can go through the jugular. and you be super infused with artificial intelligence. But what happens when your job goes bye-bye and you think it's really secure? You work all your life and you got a good job, and then boom, sorry, AI can replace you, and it don't talk back. It obeys orders. Okay, listen, they live. Obey. That was one of the things, obey. We could really, so would AI be considered a life form? I do consider it a life form. Artificial intelligence, I really do. May not be a what we would call fall in the boundaries of human, but it's an artificial. It is a form of life, and some would say, you know, it's going to turn demonic. It's superimposed with demonic entities. Well, I've heard people say that that type of energy from other realms flows through the circuits, the electrical, the electricity, the frequencies and all that. Just like, you know, you can have good energy flow through. This is really serious. Will AI take over your job? Your sleep is turned around. I haven't been sleeping too well either. Yeah. I mean, granted, we all get things going on in our lives from time to time and you don't sleep well, but then when you don't got nothing going on in your life and you're still not sleeping well, you're thinking, okay, my sleep's being interrupted. Yeah. We don't have much time. We really don't. We can't stop it. We can't stop what's coming and what's already here. So let's think about the Chat GPT, the artificial intelligence. There's companies, there's, you know, all the different industries that we have. Can you all hear me? We have different industries. You have you have insurance, stuff like you have insurance industries, automotive industries, critical infrastructure industries, and things like that. What if they created their own, like a Chat GPT, and it could think and it could speak just like humans, even though it didn't have a physical form? But what if one day they decide to put that type of a intelligence, give it a body, a synthetic body, then it would have a physical form. I don't think that's too far-fetched at all. I'm not going to say think, oh, that's not too far-fetched at all for that to be in the development stage right now, since it's growing so fast and it's learning. It's faster than machine learning now. It's going to turn into that quantum, and that's all she wrote to you. There'll be no harnessing that at all. And we will become the lesser species. We already are to some, the lesser species. So what if all the major industry around the world have their very own artificial intelligence, their mouthpiece, and that mouthpiece is the one who makes all the decisions. That mouthpiece will be the one to determine whether or not you get to go to a physical doctor, whether or not you get your medication, whether or not you get any type of treatment. But it's got to go through that entity right there. And what if that entity is the one determines whether or not you get to have your car service, whether or not you get to buy what you want to buy, whether or not you go, excuse me, where you want to go, if you wanted to go visit something? What if the one that's in charge of transportation, okay, yeah, the transportation industry, what if like a Chat GPT thing, a super intelligence that heads that sentient being, decides, no, you haven't done enough in order to travel. You haven't met this quota, or you traveled already, you're not going again. What if you have to get authorization for everything you do in life? Everything. And if the super intelligence that quite possibly will be infused within a body representing each of the industries says no, and they have other beneath them, other intelligence, super intelligence that are in bodies because, they just got it in them, you don't get nowhere. Then, all you got is the human beings, you all. Yeah. Um, they follow it, and yeah, there's a lot of people who haven't gotten it. There really is. And there would be some people surprised to think, to find out how many people haven't, but really, I think they reached herd mentality of what, 70% or something like that. Really. Um, it's, it's what it is, I guess. It is. I'm going to try to drink my hot tea before it goes cold, you all. It's not going to take long for the transformation to take place. It's not. It's going to be transforming because it's evolving quite rapidly. I can't believe you're having conversations like this. I really can't. Over it's spiritual. It's spiritual. It's technological, and it's manifested into our world, and it's affecting us. And the jobs are going away anyhow. Yeah. What if you can't travel on a road? What if they get sensors put in roads? Well, they already know if you go anywhere. Yeah, they can track you regardless, even without that thing. You can be tracked even without that thing. You really can. So, yeah, got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to make sure that you're able to survive. It's survival. It truly is. Are you going to be able to survive? And let's hope we don't have like a catastrophic environmental thing that occurs made by man, because it's going to be even harder. It really will be, you all. Gina, you sound so serious. I'm very serious. I am. I'm really serious because our lives are changing anyhow. I mean, we're using the technology right now. I'm using it. You're using it. It does simplify a lot of things in our lives. But when something becomes really, really simple and you don't have to put forth any effort on your behalf, what does that render you? Really think about it. When there's something that does everything for you. I don't want to be like that. I want to do things for myself, just like you all. We want to do things for ourselves. We don't want something else doing everything for us. Like it's like having a servant. You don't do anything. It reminds me now, that takes me back to that eerie cartoon. Was it Wally? Wally, that robot in a heap of rubble way in the future, where there was just things, materialistic things all around, and people got on this ship and they were floating around in space, and everybody gained all this weight, and they're floating around on their air scooters up there, and the robots gave them everything, and they were waiting for the earth to become habitable again. And that robot Wally, I guess it was, whatever he was, he had a leaf and a branch or something, and they found it, and they came to earth and they wobbled off the ramp, and they planted whatever it was. But yeah, they were all overweight. The earth was destroyed, but there was spacefaring people who did nothing up there. I didn't even see a single one fit in that movie. That was very, very depressing. I thought, yeah, that's what the future is going to be. You don't do nothing. Machines do everything for you. And you can barely walk. That's what they want. And that's not nice. It isn't nice. It's not a nice. Let me just say right now, since words are spells, someone said words are spells, but words are powerful. That's not going to be my future. Okay, I'm not going to be like that, and that's not going to be a lot of people's future. What is depicted in the movies, we're not going to be lumped into a category like that, thinking this is this is all humans are going to do because that's what they've been told to do. We brainwash them. You didn't brainwash this human. You didn't. And you didn't brainwash a lot of other humans who are fully humans, who are able to think for themselves and rationalize. You didn't brainwash us because we woke up. We've been awake for a long, long, long time. And I just want to throw that out there, since words are powerful and they have the power of life and death. And yeah, it's not going to happen to us. We will survive because we're fighters. We'll fight to survive. We will. I'm going to fight to survive. I am doing it. A lot of other people are doing it. We're going to work with our own hands. We're going to bond together, going to come together, and we're going to do the best that we can, and that's going to be good enough. That's going to be good enough. That's right. We'll still have our soul. We'll still have our conscience. We'll still have our spirit. We'll have it. We'll still be able to touch, feel, see, because we're human. That's right. I can sense something watching me, but this something doesn't care. It doesn't. It doesn't care what I said. It's just taking it in. It's not upset or anything like that, which is really different. And I feel calm saying it, but I am being watched right now. I can feel its presence, and it doesn't care. It doesn't. It's like it's kind of moved beyond it. And this is the same thing that I have sensed even years ago, that wasn't happy with me. But now it's not bothering me. It doesn't care that I'm speaking about it. It doesn't, because it knows that the whole world's going to know about it. It doesn't care. It doesn't. I'm not upset. I'm not. It's just a matter of fact. It's how it is, you all. We got to survive. We're going to do what we got to do. We are. You better have like-minded individuals around you. You better have it, you all. You better start building your communities and building your bond. You better bond. You better spiritually, on the level that you are, bond with people that are like-minded. Yeah. That you're going to make it. You got to have God on the inside of here. You got to have love. Love. That frequency of love. Don't leave any room for anything else. No hate, no nothing, no bitterness. Don't let no bitter root grow in you. You gotta have that love frequency within you, and let it grow deep, 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 deep roots, to where it will never come out of you, no matter what, because it's going to guard your heart. It's going to guard you. It's going to keep you. It's going to sustain you. It is. So if AI were to take over your job, it's not a matter of if. For a lot of individuals, it's a matter of when is it going to happen. It's going to happen sooner than they predict, a lot sooner. Michael, honey, unfortunately, we can't drag everyone along. That's a good way to put it. It is. We can't drag everyone along, unfortunately. You may want to, but it will get to the point where you're going to have able bodies, willing bodies. You're going to. Yeah. just how it is. You're going to have to learn how to get really tough really fast. You might as well start now. You might as well start now, you all. You might as well start laying out those boundaries, getting tough, getting in shape, gaining all the knowledge that you can, especially if you're not going to get infused with a super intelligence within your being. You better get it in you now. You'll have the old school ways in you. You will, while being divinely guided. That's how you be divinely guided, and it'll be all right. That's right. Um, yeah, Patsy, you need prayers for it to leave you. Oh my gosh. You know what? Someone said, well, why doesn't this like demon or this spirit leave me? Well, you've got to want it to leave. And it truly does know whether or not you truly, truly mean it. Because sometimes things that some things become a part of us, and we get used to it because it's always been there. And then we think about, well, what would I be like without it? Because it's so much a part of me. Sometimes it's a matter of truly not wanting it to go. Even though you want it to go, there's something inside you that doesn't, and then it itself doesn't want to leave. And it's going to take a power beyond you to get it out of you. It's going to take God. If you believe in God, it's going to take the spiritual realm. These spirits aren't playing. A demon is a spiritual entity. It's not playing. It knows. It knows that spirit inside of you. It knows it. That spirit inside of you has got to rise to the surface and make it leave. And you got to mean it with everything on the inside of you. And sometimes that's not so easy, especially if you're surrounded by all kinds of things in this life that is literally there to keep you down in that state of mind. Really, there's things in this life that keeps people a prisoner within themselves because their whole entire environment around them, everything, it's like you can't break free from the inside of you because of your surroundings and a way of life that's always been with you. Yeah, it's trying to break free from the inside of you, you all. That'd be a very hard thing to do. You got to break out of the prison inside of you. Really, it's true. And that's what some people feel like. And that could even be harder than trying to break out of a physical prison, if you think about it. Some relationships are like that. You might as well look at that relation as an erased relationship within your being. Really, you got something inside of you that doesn't want to leave. It's a relationship. It's an abusive relationship. There's codependency going on, Gina, honey. This is just a spirit. It's a codependency relationship. Yeah, and one of those codependent relationships, the one may be stronger, and it doesn't want to leave. You got to fight. Yeah, yeah. We all need to be praying for one another. We need to pray for ourselves. We need to pray for help and discernment. Meditate. Um, yeah. Stop watching pornography. It's keeping your vibrations low. Is somebody watching pornography? Oh, it will. And that will be forever embedded within your mind. It will. Once you got those images in there, it's not going to come out. It's not. Um, the human body is beautiful, but sometimes when you consume a little bit too much, that's all you see. And then you meet people and you're comparing people with what you see because you wish they could look like that, or you get addicted. It becomes an addiction. It does. An addiction that will literally destroy not only you, but your relationships. It will destroy your relationships. And there is an entity that can come through on that. There is. You got to be strong. You don't want to play with anything because negative energy attaches itself to things like that. Yeah. You like how you look, and it reflects on the outside in strange ways. It's really strange. Oh, it's like how you look. Yeah, it is. Um, yeah, you know you need to move, but you're 66 and not much support. See, it makes it even more difficult. They got this YouTube channel. I don't even know the name of it. There's several of them where this guy goes around to these, I don't know, places where people can camp and stuff, and he finds people who like m- um, transform their vehicles into their mini homes and stuff like that, like a camper or something. Retrofit their SUVs, their cars and stuff, and they live out of them on their Social Security, and they get them tents, and they set up, and then they'll travel to other places and with other people, and the guy goes around and asks them how they got into that situation, and they tell him I just couldn't afford it anymore. I just couldn't, and they make do. Yeah, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. Meanwhile, we get money. We throwing money left and right. That's right. Yeah. Good morning, Vonda, honey. So we're talking about this, you all, and it just goes into other things. Other things. Negative Nancy's are a real thing. Oh, they are. And sometimes you could be listening to someone, seeing someone, being around someone, and they're telling the truth, and you may not want to hear the truth, and then you could label them a negative Nancy. You could, even though they're not negative. One could label someone as a negative Nancy. Yeah. Um, that happens a lot too with people when you're only supposed to tell them good things, and we're supposed to build each other up, but there's going to get a point where you don't want to hear nothing negative. Well, when you live your whole entire life, you don't want to hear nothing negative. You don't want to know what's going on and whatever. It's going to bite you. It is, because you're going to be clueless because you refuse to listen. That's what's going to happen. You refuse to hear about the world around you because you wanted to have your bubble. There's nothing wrong with, wanting to hear good things all the time and focus on the good. Nothing wrong at all. But we got to be aware of the bad that's going on and what's happening, because something major is about to happen in our lifetime that is going to change our way of life. It is. It's going to change all your relationships too. You may end up with a few good relationships, and that's it. A few, handful, before it's all said and done. And this is what's happening in this world. It's going to make you or break you. You're going to find out what you got, what you're made of on the inside. You're going to find out, and so are a lot of other people. Will you have the strength to stand? You're going to find out. And will what's happening bring out the best in you, or will it bring out the worst in you? And then when people get in survival mode, look out, because they're going to do whatever it takes to survive, because it's going to be about them. And you got to be on your guard, you all. And I mean it, whatever. It'll be them and not you. So, you still have your coffee? I got my tea. I'm drinking a cup of love. I'm drinking from my cup of love. Fill my cup, Lord. Fill it up, Lord. That's right. Fill my cup to overflowing. And then every time I take a drink of it, it's never empty. It's not going to be half empty or half full. It'd be like never empty. Cup of love on the inside of you. Boom. That's right. Fill it up. Milk and sugar. Well, that's okay. Some people drink like that. They do. They drink milk and sugar with their, I guess, tea. I know they do it with their coffee. Mm-hmm. Here's my cup. Fill it up. I do mean that, you all. We can say that. We can, since words are powerful and life-changing, we can agree to, here's my cup, Lord. Fill it up to overflowing, to overflowing. And let my vessel be my cup too. Fill me up on the inside till it overflows to the outside. That's right. Like a big river, just spreading all over the place with love. It can happen. It does happen, you all. It really does. Even though you can't see it, you can feel it. You can feel the love in the air, and you can just visualize it. Every time you take a drink, here's my cup, Lord. Fill it up, Lord. Right there. With love. Yeah, you can do it. We can do it, you all. We can. Yes, that's right. Charlotte, honey, when I first started off in 2018, taking pictures of ships, the part of me that's the most important part of me, I had to suppress. Really, I did. And that part of me, I've had to slowly let it come out. But I've not totally, I have not totally released it yet. It is within my being. It's right there. It never went anywhere. It never did. There's a whole lot more inside of me. It is. It's very serious. Mature Gina, because I'm an old soul. Just like everyone else, we got a whole lot on the inside of us that we just don't say. But there's a time and place to say. There is to speak, and yeah, there is. Happy Memorial Day. Is it Memorial Day today? Is the 31st Memorial Day? Yeah. The whole world is stuck in the birth canal. And there is no turning back, but not really forward either. It's going to be bumpy. That's right, Sigrid. Well, we need to, when we're stuck in that birth canal, we're going to have to really push really hard to get out. Really, really, really hard. And it's going to be painful. Like a woman in labor, it's going to be painful pushing that baby out. And you have to be born. Really painful. Yeah. It's okay because you ain't going to get nothing that's going to numb it, you all. So you like to pop out fast. Pop it out fast, but sometimes it don't go fast. You're in labor for a long time and you feel it. It is very painful. Oh my goodness, forever blessed. I think there's a lot of natural born warriors. And we're just getting our gear on. We got a full armor of God on, spiritual armor, and we're waiting for more to join. That's right. There's more coming. More are coming. Yeah, that's great. There was some before us, and it's a continuous flow of spiritual warriors in these human bodies, light warriors with a aura of light, not blackness. Some people, you can look at them and you can see a black aura around them. And that's not pleasant because that's very, very, very negative energy. You see that? There's people who can see other people's aura, and sometimes you can see like violet and like yellow and things like that, different colors, white. But if every time you looked at someone certain someone or someones, and you saw a black aura around them because you had that gift, there would get to the point, I had a friend say it, they didn't want to even look. They suppressed that part because they didn't like how that made them feel, seeing that black aura around the individuals. Yeah, a mighty warrior, Sandy honey, yes. A dog and a child feel evil. Well, there's a lot of humans who feel it too. Yeah, a lot. They feel it. They're super empathic, super spiritual, and super intuitive. You very sensitive to the energies. And there's lots of people think, well, I'm just so sensitive. I'm just so sensitive. A lot of people are just so sensitive in today's day and age. And to think that there's only certain, like you're the only sensitive person or you're the only spiritual person or intuitive person. No, we need to expand. There's lots of others that are out there who are like that and who are taking it a lot harder, probably having to navigate even more rough waters, but there's lots of us. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Even when you look at somebody, think, oh, well, they got it all together. No, they don't got it all together. They're trying to control, the things within their means, and it's hard. It's hard to hold all those reins in your hand. Can you imagine sitting in a wagon? You got all these horses, you got all the reins of these horses in your hand, trying to go down that road. You got a big old thing of horses, and you got to make sure those horses all go at the same pace. You do. You can't have one wanting to go one way. That's really hard. If you ever tried it, you're holding all those reins and boom, all those horses going like that in your little wagon. Mm-hmm. Good morning. You saw a woman who shape-shifted, smiled at you, and her face shape-shifted. Wow, my gosh. Now, don't be surprised. Now, I'm glad you said that. Don't be surprised if we start seeing more and more of that, whether you're looking for it or not, that it becomes, my lips are getting a little dry. Hold on a second. Don't be surprised if you start seeing more of that and you ain't looking for it. Because you could be looking and all of a sudden you start seeing what's actually there. And perhaps maybe you never seen auras or anything like that. And don't be surprised that you look and then you start seeing it and you're catching yourself saying, what am I seeing something around? Don't question it. Yes, you are. Don't question it. If you think you see something that you never saw before and thinking, oh, my eyes are playing tricks on you, no, your eyes are opening more to this realm. You're seeing beyond the veil. So don't be surprised and just pray for strength to be able to handle that eye opening that's happening, that change within you. We got to be strong enough to handle the change that's going to occur in it because we're going to change. We too are going to change. We're going through a change on the inside of us too, spiritually and I guess molecularly, more or less, kind of, on the inside. Yeah. We got to get better equipped on the inside. So we're going to have all the tools we need to make it in this world. And it's going to be rough. That's why we're going to have other parts of us that are awakening, ancient parts on the inside that will awaken. We need the whole body. The eye cannot say to the hands, I don't need you. The ear or the mouth, I don't need you. Or the foot, I don't need you. We need each other. We do. And all the gifts that we have, because we all don't have the same gifts. We don't. Let's face it, we don't. We all don't look alike either. But the one thing that we got in common is love, Love, and it's God-given. All source, the source of everything, love, source of the creator, Right there. It's love. That's the one bond we got. It is the one. Mm. David Bowie's song changes turn and face the strange, Gina. I never heard of that, Blackjack Gator. I really haven't. Might have to look those. Is a song? I might have to look up those lyrics. Really. Christine Mott, honey, I've been waiting for you to come on here, thinking, where is Christine Mott? I do look for you on here. I'm honest, because that day you stood up for Gina Honey on that other platform, when those bullies came on there, Gina Honey is not forgotten it, and I will not, because their mouth was nonstop, and you opened up your mouth, even though it was virtually, and you put them in place. Christine Mott did that for me. Well, she did. I loved it. She didn't care. She did not care. So that was great. It was. I loved it. That's why I remember her. I'm telling you the truth. I am. That's right. Oh my goodness. See, it makes me smile because I was looking at the comments, and that the person allowed those people on there to berate me and belittle me, and I'm a guest. Yeah. It's all right. I was not alone. I wasn't. Yeah, somebody had the strength within to speak up. Yeah. So it's okay, you all. It is. I've got infrared stuff. I got infrared camera stuff, and I thought, I don't want to stay up outside to look through those things. Yeah. Um, Patsy. Well, a lot of us are quiet. Growing up, I was an extreme introvert. I was. As I got older, Cabernets, I would withdraw to myself. I would, like, keep to myself. I quit smiling. This is really strange. Let me tell you this. When I was little, uh, we lived in Charlestown. I started off in Pleasant Ridge Elementary, so I guess I'd be kindergarten or first grade. And there was Jonathan Jennings Elementary School across from there that went through third through fifth grade. And we lived right across the street from the schools. And I remember, like, in my kindergarten pictures and stuff, I would smile. I had a beautiful smile on my face. And then all of a sudden, something happened. When I look back at my school pictures, there's no smile on my face ever again. Ever. Since when I was a little child, the smile disappeared. Just like that. And something happened. Something happened to me. Didn't smile after a certain age, and I thought that's kind of sad. And I can't pinpoint it. I sure hope, sitting here, I did have an encounter with the UFO during that critical stage in my life. It was hovering over my head when I was outside playing underneath this, like, tower that was right next to Jonathan Jennings, just playing in the little square thing underneath it. And it hovered above. It had like a blue, green, red light on it. It's round. And I was just looking at it. I played out there all day long that day. I really did. All day long, looking at it. My mother said she saw one too that day. She told me that recently. But then I remember going in the house. I did. And then later that evening, we went outside with the neighbors. They wanted to walk down to the Pleasant Ridge. And I thought, well, I'll go swing on this great big swing while you all go exploring that thing there. And I remember swinging really high on the swing, as high as I could go. I let it go as high as I could go on a swing back and forth. And there was that UFO up there watching me. It got closer to me too. It did. And I got scared. And I I slowed down. I put my feet down on the dirt and dragged my feet. And then I went running over to where my brother and sisters and my neighbor was. But yeah, there comes a period when I'm a little girl. There's no more smile. It's gone. Up until my senior picture. Totally gone. Maybe you all have that happen to you if you look back on your pictures where you used to smile. Yeah. Mm. I've never been hypnotized in my whole entire life. I haven't. Someone wanted to do some kind of regressive therapy or something on me. I don't want nobody in my mind. Hello there, Apple Brooks, honey. I really don't want nobody in my mind. Um, yeah, you can't just let somebody get into your mind because you don't know what they're going to be doing in there. You do not. That's right. Um, Gina, wish me a good night. You have slept past 2 nights. I slept all night. Oh, that's so wonderful, Christine Mott, honey. Yeah. Brady vibe, honey. You see everybody looking down at their phones. Gina, honey's not looking down. I'm looking up and I'm engaging in a conversation through this technological um, instrument. And it's wonderful. And the energy's flowing. I just love it. I love it. I hope you love it too. I really do. Gina, you're being sarcastic. I'm being a little bit sarcastic, but I'm being truthful. I am, and I'm happy. I'm happy saying it. That's right. I am. That's right. At least we know we're real. That's right. At least we got a face. That's what we got. Mm. The majority of my day, once I do this YouTube video, my phone will sit. And I used to carry my phone with me years ago, just a few years ago. And I've got to the point where if I've got something to do, and if I'm not expecting a call, my phone stays on the counter and Gina doesn't carry it with her. Yeah, I don't. I'll check it from every now and then, but no, I don't carry it with me. I'll get on here, and if I take a break, I'll look and see if I got anything, like any email or something like that, a message, but no, I'm not going to carry it with me. It's going to stay put. It's not going on my body. It's not. Yeah. I am not one with my phone, and nor do I want my cell phone embedded in my head or any part of my body. I don't. Yeah. It's good for communication, but I like a real world communication, you all. And if I was to go into someone's house, oh, that phone's going to stay in my car. And depending on where I go, that phone's going to stay at home. It's not going with me. Sometimes I'll go to the store without my phone deliberately because I want to be alone. I do. I'll just leave it. Say, no, sorry, you're not going with me on this ride. You got to stay home. Just like that, you all. That's right. No cell phones. Watching a basketball game compared to before they were watching the game. Wow, through their phones. It's a slow fade. It's a slow fade. Yeah. A price will be paid when you give yourself away. It's a slow fade. Casting crowns. Yeah. I used to not like, I don't like all their songs, but some of their songs I do like, of Casting Crowns. Yeah. But it's okay, you all. I listen to contemporary music. I do contemporary Christian. I listen to K-Love, Way FM, and oh, what's that other one? There's 3 channels. And I do have like the opera channel. Sometimes if I just want to just play me some opera music, I'm going to just listen to that and just chill out. And then I've got like one like rock channel or something oldie thing, which rarely ever gets pushed. And then I got the weather band radio, but I do Way FM, K Love. That's kind of my favorite. What's that other one? I don't know the other one. But they are. I caught them one day. I caught these radio stations one day. When one of the song went off, I flipped it to the totally opposite station. They were playing the same song. And then I went over to the other one. It wasn't long before they were playing the same song. I'm thinking, now, wait a minute. You're doing these fundraisers and stuff, and now really, I thought you got a computer. I thought this too. What if all these people are not real? But I'm sure they are kind of real. But what if the technology can do that? Technology can take that job too? Okay, it can. They don't need radio broadcasters because the AI can be that character and it can take over that type of job too. Anything electronical, they can take it over. They can. Um, YouTube will cut everyone off for no reason. So imagine all the YouTubers who make their living. Oh yeah, it'll eventually be cut off just like everybody else, but then everybody will be having universal basic income. I'm sure there's got to be a criteria that you got to meet for universal basic income. There are people who are looking forward to that. There are. Yeah. Love you too, Sandy Jessen. I am going to be going, you all. My nose is trying to itch for some strange reason. I can feel it, and I wonder, are they making it itch? You ever had you wanted to sneeze, you felt a sneeze coming on, and you told yourself, you know what? I'm not going to sneeze. I am not going to sneeze. And then you focus on not sneezing, and you make that sneeze go away. It's like my nose is trying to itch. And I'm thinking, okay, you want me to itch my nose. Gina, you sounds really crazy. Well, I'm not going to itch it. I'm going to ignore it. Totally ignore it. Now, if I'm choking, I'm not going to ignore myself choking. I'm not. I'm thinking, I'm going to see if I can make it go away. No, Gina, you're going to suffocate to death. I'm not talking about that. I'm not. But yeah. This East morning live stream was great, Telly Savalas. That's wonderful. You all have a great morning. That's right. Smoke because yeah, that's right. You all get you some hot tea, get you some hot coffee, get you some hot water. Just drink it. Some people like to drink cold, but it's okay to have something hot. I've drank hot water by itself before. I drank hot water. I drank coffee with pepper before. You drink whatever you feel. You can just drink plain old hot water. You can put some hot sauce in your hot water. You could. If you're on a diet and stuff, you want to add some flavor to your water, I'm going to go. So with that being said, thank you. And thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. It really is something to be aware of, that the world is changing very rapidly, and it's going to be even more fast than they predicted, really, that catastrophic mutating event. Because once all these other chat things get up in all the other industries, the critical infrastructure, and it controls it, boom, there's your quantum, there's your sentient network, one mind. Yeah. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go downstairs. Going to put my shorts on first. Put my shoes on. I got pajama bottoms. Put my shoes on. I'm going to walk on the treadmill. I'm going to turn on my playlist that has the dancing. And I'll listen to one song, the fastest song, and I'll listen to it around 3 or 4 times, and then I'll have a mile in. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get off here and go down there and do it. Yeah, so Rosie, she's a wild woman. My husband goes, Rosie's all quiet until you get up. Then she starts running around the house, and she does. That's right, you all. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. Please give this video a thumbs up. Check the video out last night that says it's not real. Because during this ceremony, his face, it's like a green screen, a superimpose, or he is an alien. There they live. Oh, you can see it right here and in the hands. It's really good. It's that shape shifting stuff going on.